no ill will towards anybody else. I had no ill will towards CM Punk. I bet he's a nice enough guy if you agree with it. But I don't, And I think he's fake, and I think he's a creep.
Wrestling friends, and welcome to the Goodbread Wrestling Channel, also known as Figure 4 TV. Now today, strap in, we got a shoot like no other. Matt Riddle goes in on CM Punk. Check out the intro, and when we come back, we jump right into this. Welcome back, guys. Now, I don't know where these two went wrong, because if they had any type of backstage problem, it would be for just a brief minute, because Matt Riddle, he was in the game while CM Punk was gone, and so I don't know where their paths would have crossed. But in any event, Matt Riddle blasted CM Punk, and he also threw some shade on AJ Lee, guys. And some of the things he was saying about CM Punk, we've been saying over here on this channel. So let's get into what he said, because he had two interviews, one 3 weeks ago and then another the other day. And in both interviews, he didn't waste no time to slam CM Punk. He also slammed Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Goldberg. So let's get into that, guys.
It sounds like it wasn't going well to begin with.
Well, it sounds like you've been in the news for a while. People have a bad taste in their mouth about some things you said recently. You came on the podcast, you said these things.
Well, let's be honest. Did I lie? CM Punk's a bitch. He can't beat me in a fight. If he wants to step up, he can meet me in a bare knuckle boxing fight. He can meet me in an MMA cage. Whatever, dude. It doesn't matter.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about AJ? She's coming around pretty soon. His wife.
I know.
Well, AJ, I had no problems with her. She never stepped into. I mean, to be fair, and I'm not one to talk, I'm a little slooty myself, but she did go get around, from what I heard. But no disrespect to that.
Oh boy.
Hey, it's whatever.
No.
People like to hook up, and if that's the worst thing you did, whatever, dude. I've done it too. But yeah, no ill will towards anybody else. I had no ill will towards CM Punk. I bet he's a nice enough guy if you agree with it. But I don't, And I think he's fake, and I think he's a creep. And that's coming from me. And people think I'm
a creep. You said anything wrong. How is CM Punk a creep?
I don't know. I feel like he's just lingering around the NXT locker room a little too much.
Because there's a lot of things about him. He has like Cora Jade as like his daughter and everything, and everybody he kind of oversees. I don't know.
He's become a mentor in NXT.
He's become a mentor in NXT, so I can kind of.
That's one way of putting it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You would know more than we do.
Hey,
sorry, we're off topic here.
Whatever, dude. I don't care. I didn't come on here to talk about CM Punk.
Yeah, sorry.
These other
people knock CM Punk for being a creep because he be lurking around that NXT locker room. And this is an example of what he mean by CM Punk being a creep. CM Punk and Rhea Ripley was on an interview for that Unreal Netflix show, and they were both asked to call somebody and to see who is guaranteed to pick up. And let's get to that.
One, I don't know if I should call them or not.
You should.
If I were to call Raquel Rodriguez, I believe she should answer.
Interesting.
So let me give that a go.
I'm nervous. I don't know why.
You might have to beep whatever she says. Nope. No luck.
Okay, here we go. To keep it in the family, I am going to attempt to FaceTime my daughter, Roxanne.
Hey.
She's got to answer, right?
Judgment Days.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, keeping it in the family.
Tag champs.
Let's see. The disrespect.
Oh.
Hey! Say hi.
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 What's happening, kid?
Nothing much. I'm just getting stuff dinner in the house.
Oh, wow. Exciting. We're doing press, and they asked me who on the roster that if I just FaceTimed out of the blue would definitely answer. And I said my daughter.
I was hoping you were with AJ. That's why.
I'm with Rhea, chopped liver over here.
Yeah.
The boys in the back and all the men in his phone and other females in his phone. Roxanne. Guys, we all knew Roxanne was going to pick that phone up. Funny how Rhea, she called another female and couldn't get no answer. But Roxanne picks up for CM Punk. That is very creepy. And with AJ coming back, this is going to get interesting. So interesting, guys.
Dude, every promoter, everybody's like, hey, we want the bro. And they go, do you have a scooter? And I'm like,
Right.
no, I'm not flying with a scooter, but I'll be the bro for you.
So you're trying
know?
to find that balance. That's kind of goes back to my question about people taking you more seriously now in the indies and just what you're doing, and the fact that you have to find that balance between trying to move yourself forward, trying to move yourself out of those situations you find yourself in. I want to talk about someone else that we all know, CM Punk.
You can ask me anything you want about
Okay.
Mr. Punk.
Okay, all right, let's talk about it. So there's a quote online from you. I think it's relevant to bring this back up again because CM Punk is very much at the top of WWE right now doing his thing. So you said that CM Punk, quote, was a bitch to work with backstage. How do you feel about that? Those feelings still there? Or would you like to retract that statement whatsoever?
I have good friends on the roster that still say he's a bitch to work with.
Oh,
If he didn't generate the amount of money and attention that he does, he wouldn't be there. And kudos to him. Kudos to him. The guy packs an arena. He sells tickets. He sells merchandise. And when you're looking at WWE, especially with TKO, I don't think they care about anything else. They go, what do you want to get paid? You bring on this much value. Okay, good.
Right.
And right now, hats off to him. He's killing it. He's wrestling. He's staying active. He's staying busy. And his fans seem to love it. So I have no ill will towards the man. I just don't think he's, I'm good at fighting. I think his better days of wrestling are way behind him. And that's not a knock. I'll tell you this. I'm not getting that much better or faster or stronger. And I can tell you he's definitely not either, especially with all the botches, you know? That's okay. And the thing is, I've noticed this, even with Bill Goldberg and certain people I rubbed the wrong way. Even Roman Reigns at one point I rubbed the wrong way. They get really angry when you spit facts. So if I say you're hard to work with and you can't fight, CM Punk gets really mad, right? If I say Goldberg, you're a terrible wrestler and you injured people, he gets mad. You know, Roman, they asked me to talk crap about Roman, and I told everybody, hey, he might beat me in the ring, but if we were in a cage or in the street, I'd beat the hell out of him. And he knows that, and I know that, and everybody else knows that. And Roman got upset about that. But from what I've noticed, and it's crazy because we're in this world of sports entertainment, but a lot of people get really angry and really uncomfortable with the truth, and especially fans as well. So
I was actually going to ask you about Bill Goldberg. There's clips going around social media right now, and you interacting with Bill. And you guys had this really condescending tone against each other. Did something ever come about to that? Like, whatever happened backstage, did you actually have that talk?
Well, we have one talk that's filmed, right? And now we talked again, and that was also filmed, but that was never brought to the forefront. And I can tell you what happened in that conversation. He came up to me again. He said he found me very disrespectful and rude, and I don't understand the business. And I go, I see your point, but I go, I go, I just don't think you're that great of a pro wrestler. And he goes, oh, well, my bank account's huge and this and that. And I go, Bill, your bank account, and I mean this, will probably always be bigger than mine. Right. But at the end of the day, nobody is going to go back to watch that Bill Goldberg 30-minute classic match with fall season and everything else. His best match was probably with DDP. Shout out to DDP. Self-high five.
That was a good match, man.
It was a great match. But let's be real. Other than a couple spears and a jackhammer, that's about it. And I go, there's no disrespect. I go, your bank account will always be bigger than mine. And honestly, you've been in movies, you've done everything. You are an icon in professional wrestling. I can't replace that. Your in-ring ability. I would never want you to run or teach a school because you really don't understand. And you were pushed so far to the forefront, you don't get it. You know, you really don't, because you never had to grind, you never had to work. Even when I was in the UFC, after I got fired, I went to a wrestling. I went to the Monster Factory, started from square one, and worked my way to the Indies to WWE. He did. And there's something, now granted, it doesn't make me better or smarter or anything, but when it comes to in-ring technician, being a person that knows what they're doing, and being able to work safe and keep it real and snug, I'm at the top of the list. And I think anybody that knows professional wrestling would agree with that. Well, Bill Goldberg, on the other hand, not so much. He's a liability. He is dangerous. And unfortunately, even when he put guns on, he kind of craps on people after the fact, you know? And I find that, you know, and I feel like the thing that's common between the three guys I mentioned is their ego. They don't want anybody, even if it's just for a storyline. I remember even being in storylines with Seth. I told Seth, hey, you can say this about me, say this about my kids, you can say this about my wife leaving me. I said he could. I was like, you know why? Because people are going to relate. They're going to be like, holy crap. Do you know what he told me I could say? Nothing.
Really?
Wow. Other people, dude, because he don't want to
said
look
about
bad.
Becky Lynch. That's about it.
He didn't want me to say anything about Becky.
Wow.
Really? He gave you, he let you say nothing.
I wasn't allowed to say anything about Becky until after he dropped that huge bomb about my wife leaving me and taking the kids and etc. And then probably like a month, and then a month later, he's like, "Yeah, you can say like Becky's the one that wears like the pants in the house." Or
Dude,
like,
that's so unfair. No, after that happened, it was everyththing was off.
Well, you know what's unfair? Give credit where credit's due. You know, I had to live through that shitstorm, and then I gave it to you as ammunition. You know, the least he could do is say something like, "Hey, kudos to Matt Riddle for leaving it all out there and being vulnerable, so we could have one of the best storylines of that year."
So that was improvised, huh? That little.
No, I told him he could say it. I didn't know exactly the details of what he's going to say, but I was like, I literally go, well, why don't you say, I'm a loser. That's why your wife left you and took your kids. And that right there, I felt, and then he kind of added his flavor onto it.
Sure.
But that's basically what he said. And the thing is, I still get asked and talked to about that promo till this day because I knew the effect it would. Kids have had parents get divorced and they had to go one side, or even the adults that are going through, etc. I knew it would connect with millions upon millions of people around the world because it was real and it hit home.
Is it true that you were supposed to win this rumor that you were supposed to win the Royal Rumble 2022?
You know, people are going to hate, but it was pitched. It was pitched. I talked to multiple producers about it, etc. And it was pitched because they wanted, this was still when they were trying to break me and Randy up. So the idea was I win the Rumble, but then I get a title shot, but then Randy's mad that I got the title shot and I'm kind of abandoning our team of RK Bro to fulfill my dream of becoming world champion. You know, and that was pitched, you know, and that was the thing. But they went a different route. I believe Brock won, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Brock I remember being in that locker room because there's a bunch of people, Shane McMahon, a bunch of people were there. We had different ideas and plans. And he came in and was like, I just did business for Bobby Lashley. You guys are all going to do business for me.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So unfair.
And then Shane McMahon mentioned and asked if he could pick him up for a spot, and Brock just looked at him like, no.
Matt Riddle a little frustrated because they're trying to spin a narrative on him, and they always throw narratives on Matt Riddle. Don't get me wrong, he don't help himself, so every now and then he do make a mistake, but every time something happens, it's not going to be his fault. But when you make one mistake in this era, it's like, oh, that's you, that's him, he's a fuck up. And clearly, they tried to set him up. So I think he came at CM Punk because CM Punk must have said something to the effect of, oh, at a charity and this and that. He must have added on to that charity event that was lying on Matt Riddle. They lied on Matt Riddle. They tried to use Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle just put his foot down. So, guys, let's go to the comment section. Let me know how you feel about Matt Riddle's shoot. And do you think he kind of messed his chances up of coming back to WWE with this shoot? And like, share, and if you're new over here, you might as well subscribe, guys. I'll see you guys later.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.